UK!
Hands off Assange!
US! UK!
Hands off Assange!
UK!
Hands off Assange! Hands off Assange!
You can run, but you can't hide!
ICJ says genocide!
I'm a Putin puppet, so anything you say about Russia, you've got to be careful.
Yeah. No Novotli's, no Novotskis. Right, we've got to... There we go.
Do you want me to put that with the others, or are you happy with it there?
I know, you can't be too sure. You can't be too careful.
US! UK!
Hands off Assange!
US! UK!
Hands off Assange!
There's only one decision!
No extradition!
There's only one decision!
No extradition!
Thank you everyone who's come today outside HMP Belmarsh. The UK's Guantanamo Bay for journalists and publishers. The UN Rapporteur, Niels Meltzer, visited HMP Belmarsh with 2 doctors. One a medical doctor, the other psychiatric doctor. They found inconclusively, irrefutably, get the word right, that Julian Assange had suffered physically within the walls of HMP Belmarsh, and indeed had suffered mentally from a cruel and brutal regime of isolation and torture, approved not only by the Home Secretary at the time, Javid, then Patel, and then whoever the idiot is holding the office today.
Not so cleverly.
Not so cleverly, thank you, Dave. The British Cabinet, who have approved Julian Assange's incarceration. Parliament itself, who the members of whom object to Julian's treatment, you can count on the fingers of one hand. On the 20th of May this year, 2024, the High Court will consider American assurances on his extradition that they will not enact the Espionage Act, parts that carry the death penalty, and a bizarre guarantee of his rights under the First Amendment of the American Constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech. His wife, Stella Assange, has commented, quite rightly, being a graduate of SOAS and a lawyer, that the guarantee of freedom of speech is specifically excluded from the Espionage Act, as it is from the Official Secrets Act, where the public interest is not allowed to be raised as a defence. The conviction rate in the East Virginia courts, where juries are made up of serving and former serving members of the security services, the civil service and those in Washington, guarantee a conviction rate of over 98% on espionage charges. Julian Assange faces consecutive charges totaling 175 years. So please be there on May the 20th outside the High Court in the Strand to object to the High Court's kowtowing to the Department of Justice in the US, kowtowing to the spineless Home Secretaries and governments, both on the left and the right, so-called, and to demand free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
There's only one decision!
No extradition!
There's only one decision!
No extradition!
Does anybody else? Nigel?
Well, I can just say a few words, but I won't speak for very long. We haven't got to speak, have we?
Yeah, don't. No, you can speak for as long as you
No,
like.
no,
I'm
I'll say a
here.
few words.
I'm here for you, baby.
Hello, my name's Nigel, and I want to say that I've been an active trade unionist all my life. I'm retired. I support the Morning Star newspaper, but I'm here today because I want Julian freed, and it's very important that we remember always the human aspect of this case, and we don't want Julian to be in there. We want him to be out here because he's been unjustly, criminally persecuted by the British state authorities acting on behalf of the USA, and so we want we're here because we want Julian out with his wife and family, and we want him out as soon as possible. We want him away from this place. Thank you.
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Yeah.
All right, prison guards, listen up. 3 weeks ago, Sir Keir Starmer stood up in Parliament and said that the Iranian missile strikes on Israel were such a danger to Israeli civilians that the missile strikes in Iran must be condemned in the strongest possible terms. Dave Cameron said something similar. So what does this have to do with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks? Well, WikiLeaks did not only reveal the truth about American war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan, WikiLeaks also revealed a whole stack of cables from the US Embassy in Tel Aviv and Washington, D.C., detailing the secret military agreements that America has with Israel. Not only that, but they revealed how they were going to disguise those agreements so as to keep them secret. Well, what a farce! What hypocrisy! What a deceit! It's as if 44,000 Palestinian deaths in Gaza never happened. international law far more than any individual criminal. And then they disguise the fact that they've covered up their crimes, so they never have to face the truth of what they do. So, even now, the American government has not ever investigated the US soldiers who killed Iraqi civilians just for their own amusements. It's as if that never happened. Here, thinking about Rwanda, the government just waves its hands and behaves as if saying something is true makes it true. They say Rwanda is a safe country when a whole slew of experts, even the UK Supreme Court, says that common sense tells us that Rwanda is not safe. But the government just waves its hands and says, oh yes it is, as if it then becomes the truth. So tell me, would you trust a bank that does not give you information about your own account? Of course not. But the money that the government and banks have is our money and our property. If we don't ask questions and demand the truth, then we will lose. We will lose the right to ask questions. So now here is Julian Assange in prison for revealing the truth. That is the only reason he's in prison. So that's why he is here, and that's why we are here, to get him out. Thank you very much.
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Jail the war criminals!
Jail the war criminals!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
What's happened with the Rwandan thing?
War criminal!
Genocide Joe Biden!
War criminal!
Anthony Blinken!
War criminal!
Retired Victoria Nuland!
War